All right, amazing readers. Now I'm going to model for you how I'm going to annotate and gist our story. So remember, when we annotate, we're going to be using the circle to circle important nouns, people, places, and things. We're going to use the line to underline important details in the text. We're going to use the text box to write our gist next to our text. So let's go and make sure that we annotate and gist. Remember, gist means we're writing the who and the what of the paragraph. So make sure that you pay close attention as I model for you today. So here's my text again, and I'm going to reread pages 203 and 204 and model for you my annotations. Good readers always read their text more than once. It helps them understand the information and retain. That means keep the information in your brain. So as great readers, it's very, very important that you always read your text more than once, okay? Even if it's just a sentence, read that sentence more than once. So I'm going to model for you how I'm going to annotate my gist today. So as you can see, my text is a little small, so I want to make it a little bigger. If I want to do that, I can go to this little magnifying glass that says zoom. I'm going to click it and I'm going to go to 100%, and it's going to make my text a little bigger. So let's go ahead and reread, and I'm going to annotate for us. So I want to first circle Venus and Serena, the title. So remember, to make a circle, I go to Shapes, click it, go down to the second row, and click Oval. Now I have to make this circle transparent. So I go to my paint box, hit Transparent, and then I have my circle. So here we go, paragraph 1. Born in Saginaw, Michigan, and relocated to Compton, Florida, Venus and Serena Williams started playing tennis early. So what's important here? I see some nouns, some people. They're talking about Venus and Serena. Transparent. And it's saying that they played tennis early. So I think this paragraph is about Venus and Serena and how they started playing tennis young. So I'm going to write Venus and Serena play tennis young. And when I do my gist, it's really easy to write lots and lots of words. But when we write our gist, we want them to be really, really short, just as a reminder of what that paragraph is about. So you don't want to write a gist that's this as long as the paragraph. You want your gist to be less than 10 words. You want it to be really short and really quick and straight to the point. It's going to take some practice and it's going to take some time, but remember and remind yourself in your head, when you write the gist, you want to make sure that it's super short. Okay? So here's my who, Venus and Serena. And what are they doing? They play tennis young. So always ask yourself, who is this paragraph about and what are they doing? Okay? Next paragraph. A 5-year-old Venus and a 4-year-old Serena proved to be quick studies on the Compton court. Trained by their parents, their sisters had strength and athleticism unusual for their ages. Their potential was so great. The Williams family decided to move to Florida when the girls were 9 and 10. They enrolled Venus and Serena in a training academy, and they started playing tennis on the junior circuit. So something that I think is really important is that the family decided to move to Florida, right? So I can also put a circle around the Williams family because that is a noun. Those are people. So I think that it's really important that they moved to Florida. So they moved their lives so that Venus and Serena could play tennis. So the family moved. The family is my who. And what are they doing? They moved to Florida for tennis. Short. How many words is that? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So is that 10 words or less? Do you think that's a good gist? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you think so. Next paragraph. The winds poured in. The Williams sisters played both singles by themselves and doubles as a team. In less than a year, they had climbed to the top of the charts. Venus was rated the #1 junior tennis player under 12 in Florida, and Serena earned the number the number one juniors player under 10. The Williams sisters were a hurricane storming their way to victory everywhere they played. So again, in some important nouns in this the paragraph is we're talking about the Williams sisters, right? That's who we're talking about, Venus and Serena. Now, what are they doing in this paragraph? They are the winds poured in. So they're winning a lot, right? It's very important that they're winning. They're rated number one juniors players. And it says that they were a hurricane storming their way to victory. So I can say that the Williams sisters, which is my who, so the sisters won many matches when they were young. So again, here's my who, the sisters, and what did they do? They won many matches when they were young. Let's count my words to see if I'm under 10 words or less. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm just under the mark, right? So make sure that we're always making sure that our things are 10 words or less and that we're thinking about the who and the what. Let's read on. Some people couldn't handle their success. Whispers crossed the court. White parents complaining about the African American sisters ruining the sport. Critics dismissed the way they played, saying the Williams sisters had nothing to offer but brute strength. So, who is this paragraph about? This paragraph is about parents, especially white parents, right? And the critics, which means people who write stories about them. And what are these people doing? They are making this transparent. They are complaining, right? They're complaining about them. They're dismissing them. And they're dismissing them because of their race, because they're African American. So the Williams sisters are experiencing racism. So I think that this paragraph is about white parents being racist towards the sisters. Now, the who is the parents, and what are they doing? They're being racist towards the sisters because of the color of their skin, which is not right. So I think that is a great main idea for that story. For this paragraph, because it's really important to understand that the sisters had struggles because people did not believe that they belonged in the game. So I think that's really important. Let's read the next paragraph. Though the Williams sisters had been at the training academy, their parents remained their coaches, and the coaches had had enough. It was important for them to see their daughters succeed, but also to be little girls. Unwilling to tolerate the racism against their daughters on the junior circuit, the Williams family withdrew from competition completely. So again, who is this paragraph talking about? This paragraph is talking about the Williams family, right? The family of Serena and Venus. And they are saying that they withdrew from the competition because of the racism that they were experiencing, right? They didn't want to tolerate that racism. So I think a good gist is the who. So the Williams family stopped. And what did they do? They stopped playing tennis, right? An unprecedented move. It seemed that Venus and Serena had peaked as tennis players. After all, how could they be expected to grow into mature athletes on the adult circuit if they didn't continue playing through the ranks in the juniors? Well, it turns out that they did just fine. Better than fine, actually. So people are doubting the fact that they could still play. So again, this paragraph is about Venus and Serena, and they're saying that they did just fine, better than fine, actually. So people are doubting them that they're going to do good because they withdrew from competition. So my gist is people didn't think they would still be good players because they're not playing anymore, right? So last paragraph, and then you're going to get to practice your exit ticket. Just because they weren't competing on the circuit didn't mean they weren't competing. Venus and Serena always had each other to battle. It made them tougher as athletes and surprisingly closer as sisters. So they're saying that Venus and Serena, what are they doing in this paragraph? Just because they're not in the circuit means that they always had each other to battle. So I think a gist for the who and the what is Venus and Serena played each other still. So even though that they're not playing in the circuit, they still had each other to play. So today, I'm going to talk about your exit ticket in the next section. Remember, we are annotating today, and our focus is annotating the gist, writing a short main idea for the paragraphs that we're reading. When we write our gist, we write the who and the what of the paragraph, and we want to make sure that it is 10 words or less. We want them to be short, quick, and sweet. Okay? I'll see you in the next section to review your exit ticket.